Hi, welcome to my guitar lesson here, talking about learning the notes of the fingerboard and how I was able to, over my teaching career, learn the notes of the fretboard. So this is a particular strategy that I'm going to suggest to anybody who wants to follow. So I'll start off with just the general notes on the first page of the PDF. It's linked below in the description. So right off the bat, I'm in drop D tuning because I'm going to be doing some of the different diatonic modes starting from D. So I'll just read briefly through the notes. The keys presented in these modes are going around the circle of keys. So I'm starting off with the key of A, which is this would normally be an A, D, G, C, F, B flat, and then you can swing back around B flat, E flat. So that's why I said you can find the notes of this section of the circle of keys by going across the fingerboard in perfect fifths. So that's the keys, the key signatures of the different modes. So what I'm going to be doing in this video, play the 2-octave scale patterns descending and ascending, saying and or singing the note names in both directions. So this is kind of what I did back in my younger days to learn the fretboard. I would either say or sing the notes, or sometimes I would do it mentally in like kind of a meditative state, go through the different patterns. Okay, so then once you do that, then you can start breaking the patterns up into different intervals, thirds, fourths, fifths, melodic sequences, arpeggios, etc. So I'm not going to do a lot of that today. That's up to you to do that. I'll probably talk about this next note. Every 6-note grouping on adjacent strings contains 2 modal pentatonics, and the outer 4 notes outlines a 7th chord arpeggio. So that's kind of an interesting thing about these 6-note groupings. Create melodies and improvise along with the chord vamps, songs, tunes, etc. So that's up to you to do that. When I first started getting this together, I have a lot of different chord vamps worked out already. So maybe in one of my next videos, I'll do some chord vamps. Okay, and then I'm saying add in the D bass notes at your discretion, because that's going to give you the sound of the bass. Okay, then knowledge is power. So by learning this stuff, then you'll have some powerful understanding of the guitar. But then the next thing, imagination is more important than the knowledge. So then you have to use your imagination, your musical instincts, etc., to to work all these things out. Okay, so then the way this is presented in the PDF, I have the 3-note per string, I have the CAGED patterns, and I have what's called the Zack Wylde 3-note per string patterns. So what I decided to do here is I'm just going to do them. I'm going to do all the 3-note per string, then all the CAGED, and then all the Zack Wylde 3-note per string scales. I just thought that might be a better way to do this. So I'll just start off with the D Lydian is a key of A. And I'm just going to drop in those notes every so often just so you can kind of hear the root. So you have D, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A, G sharp, and then F sharp, E, D. Right, that would go along with like either a D major 7th chord, D major 7, sharp 11, or flat 5. Okay, up the scale, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D. Right, so that's a 3-note per string scale, and that's one of 7 positions. I'll link a document that'll have all 7 positions written out in the key of C for those who aren't really familiar with those. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about the D Lydian for right now. So the basic strategy here is by you can look at you can engage all your different senses. So you're going to be like feeling the notes, tactile. You're going to be looking at either the fretboard or the note name, the sheet. Then you're going to be saying something, either verbalizing a note, D, C sharp, B, or D, C sharp, B. And then you're also going to be hearing. You're going to be hearing what that note sounds like, so then you can decide as you hear these notes and you hear the melodies, how you want to apply them in your own musical expressions. Okay, I'm going on to D Ionian. That's the key of D, 3-note per string. D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. Up the scale, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Right, and this will go along with either, you know, D chord, G chord, A chord, G chord, right? And then once I get to the vamps in a next video, I'll talk about those things. How about here? I'll just do a simple sequence. Just 3 notes. I guess that's 4 notes. Okay, I'll pull out a D major 7th arpeggio. D, F sharp, A, C sharp, D, F sharp, A, C sharp. Now, the interesting thing about the guitars, there's so many different ways of fingering these things, and that's why I thought exploring these different scale patterns and different systems would be helpful for those of you who don't already know those. Okay, so I think that's good for the D Ionian. So now I'm going to go on to D Mixolydian. That's from the key of G. So what you'll notice is as I go from one to the other, only one note is changing as it's going around the circle of keys. That's the mathematical thing that's going on here. So D Mixolydian, D, C instead of C sharp, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D, C, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. Right, so what I'm doing is, as part of a reading discipline, is if you can look at the sheet and do what I'm suggesting. Say the note, play the note, sing the note all at the same time, then you'll start to learn these very well. Okay, so D, E, F sharp up the scale, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D. Right, so go along with the D, D 7th chord. Okay, or you can use like a D and C triad. All right, that's all Mixolydian. See if I can reach this one. D, C. D, C. So you've heard that sound before. Okay, I think that's good on the key of G, D Mixolydian. Okay, so now we're going on to Dorian. That's coming from the key of C. This would be all the white notes of the piano. Going down the scale, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D. So once again, the F sharp from the previous key went from F sharp, and now it's in F in the key of C, Dorian. So D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. Right. Okay, how about for this one? I'll just do the thirds, descending D, B. Descending thirds. How about I'll do a sequence here. 3 up, 3 up, 3 up, and then back to back on the C, because there it sounds like C major. Okay, that's a D Dorian, and that would go along with, say, like an F, F triad and G triad. So I've talked about this before in my videos. Gambale, I think there's a Rick Beato video where he talks about an easy way to get the modal sound. So this is key of C is the parent key. F and G are the 4 and 5 chords. So I'm putting a D on the bass, which is why I'm drop D. So F. And so on. Okay, that's D Dorian. Okay, so now we're on D Aeolian. So now the B is going down to B flat. So this is natural minor. D Aeolian, D natural minor coming from the parent key of F. Okay, so here we go. So every so often I should drop those in so you can kind of hear so you're not hearing it as F, you're hearing it as some kind of D minor sound. So D, C, B flat, A, G, F, E, D, C, B flat, A, G, F, E, D. Okay, some kind of D minor chord. Back up the scale, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D. All right. So the chord. So once again, so in the key of D minor, natural minor. To hear the mode, you would have the B flat and the C. Right, and that's a very, very common. You hear that sound a lot. B flat, C, D minor. B flat, C, D minor. You know, tons of rock songs certainly have some version of D, C, B flat, C, D. And I don't have to name them. You can just kind of hear anybody's listening to music for any amount of time. I'm not going to say. I'm not even going to say the names of this because you can kind of hear. Or okay, I don't need to belabor the point. Okay, D Aeolian. Okay, now moving along. This is D Phrygian. This is coming from the key of B flat. So now what's going to happen is the E is going to go down to E flat. Okay, so we have D Phrygian, D, C, B flat, A, G, F, E flat, D, C, B flat, A, G, and then F, E flat, D. Phrygian. So back up the scale, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A, B flat, C, D. Right, so then here you have, so you're in the key of B flat, so you'll have the E flat major, F major, E flat major. All right, so you'll hear it either go into the minor chord, or sometimes you'll hear it go into major. Right, Phrygian, what do you call Phrygian dominant? I don't want to get off on a tangent there, but so D minor. D. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to say about that. So this portion of the video, I'm not really thinking of a lot of really practical, I'm mostly thinking kind of the nuts and bolts of these modes and getting the sounds and the theoretical basis of it. And then once again, knowledge is power, but you got to use your imagination, musical instincts. Listening to music to see how this all fits together. Okay, so key of D Locrian is from the key of E flat. So D, C, B. So that now the A is going to be going down to A flat. So you can kind of see that in the key signature. So I'm going to say the notes and look at and play the notes and look at the music at the same time to really reinforce all this information in my mind. So D, C, B flat, A flat, G, F. E flat, D, C, B flat, A flat, G, F, E flat, D. right, so you can think of that as being a D minor 7 flat 5, the 7 chord. Okay, I back up the scale, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D. Okay, so if we're in the key of E flat, so that would be A flat and B flat. All right, so there you can see there's like kind of like your F or F minor, A flat, 6. That's a nice sound too. Okay, so I think that's all I'm going to do for this section of the video. So stay tuned for the next section where I'll be talking about the CAGED, the 5 positions, saying the note names, and exploring some different possibilities there.